on Open Throttle 360. It's our annual visit to the Pittsburgh International Auto Show. We'll talk with the owner of a 67 GTO. We look back at this year's Speed Weeks in Daytona with our friends from Precise Racing. We'll visit the swankier side of the auto show as well. And as always, take a look at some great GoPro. That's coming up on OT360.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Well, that's when I get rowdy. Just get on board, strap in, you'll understand that I'm wild, wild and crazy.
Welcome to Open Throttle 360. I'm Tom Lang.
And I'm Trip Clark.
Trip, every year the auto manufacturers come to town, roll out their latest models and newest gadgets, all for the consumer.
Yep, and Tom, the Greater Pittsburgh Auto Dealers Association puts on a heck of a show every year, not just because of all the latest models that they wheel in, but they have some great simulators and lots of things to do.
Don't bring up the simulator stuff. Besides, you got a chance to see how to do it.
Yeah, or not how to do it. Not long after the garage doors go down on the World of Wheels at the Convention Center, the Greater Pittsburgh International Auto Show is honking its horn looking to set up shop. If the World of Wheels is, say, the Grand Ole Opry of car shows, then the International Auto Show is Carnegie Hall.
The vehicle you see here is our 3LT 2014 Corvette Stingray. You're getting better fuel efficiency with this amazing 6.2 LT1 engine, 17 city and 29 highway miles. This vehicle here gets up to 460 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. That takes you from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds.
Wow, that gets you under the threshold. You actually would have to wear a helmet to drive that car.
Yes. I am standing in front of the Camaro ZL1 convertible sports car. The ZL1 is very popular for those that want their Camaro, but with more power, more racing power effect. And with the convertible LSA engine, you're getting that speed, 580 horsepower, wind blowing through the hair.
This show, presented by the Greater Pittsburgh Auto Dealers Association, features the latest and greatest from auto manufacturers and is more about swank and style.
This is one of the ultimate and high-performance production cars. It's the Lexus LFA. Original sticker price started at $325,000. 550 horsepower out of a naturally aspirated engine. The weight distribution is almost perfect. 52% in the rear, 48% in the front. Probably made most famous by Kyle Busch when he was arrested for speeding on a 2-lane road in North Carolina, driving this model of car, and that's what Kyle Busch will do for you. Carroll Shelby's made a lot of contributions to the automotive world. This is the most modern version of it. Evokes memories of the old Bullitt Mustang, if you ever saw the movie Bullitt. 650 horsepower from a 5.8 liter supercharged V8. Still has that new car smell. And the only thing that would smell better, a little bit of racing gas and a little bit of burnt rubber.
As they say, you can take the boys out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boys. We were about to lay it down, put the pedal to the metal. Winner takes all. Rigged up in our GoPro gear that we never ended up using, we climbed into the closest thing we could find to a real race car, a fake race car, courtesy of Ford.
You're going the wrong way. You gotta turn around. All the way around.
I think I need to get a compass on there next time so I don't go halfway around the track backwards.
Should I be at 10 and 2? I'll take it. You gotta beat 119.
Am I going the right direction? Okay.
What's a little kid? How am I tracking with his time? That's all I care about.
Actually, I've never played a video game.
Now I know why you like drag racing. It's just a straight line.
Yeah, and you just put that right foot down and...
Just reset the game.
Okay.
When the race was over and the competitive juices had stopped flowing, what became clear is that Tom Lang needs to stick to real race cars and not virtual ones.
So this is a recreation of the 1966 Mark I GT40 that won in Le Mans in 68 and 69.
Just sitting in it, I feel like I'm going fast, and it's not even running.
You're so low to the ground, I think that we're probably only sitting 4 inches off the ground. You know, because the name GT40 is because this rooftop here is only 40 inches tall. And you're taller, so you probably stick up above here, and you notice you've got the gurney bubble in your roof. You may need it.
Well, if we closed the door and I had a helmet on, I absolutely would need it. What's the phrase? This is not your parents' Volkswagen?
You know, it's a very sleek design, but it looks like a bumblebee or something. And it's just, I'm sure it goes faster than the average.
200 horsepower, yeah, I guarantee you that's a lot more than the old style Beetles ever had.
So after 4 days of kicking tires and taking names, mainly Tom's, and with the smell of new cars still racing in our heads, the auto show had come to a close, but will once again sustain us until next year.
Still to come, why does the 67 GTO have a tiger tail hanging from it? We'll show you how the racing season kicks off each year in Daytona. And we'll see what celebs showed up at this year's auto show. That's next on OT360.
Looking for a one-stop shop for all of your dirt, drag, and street machine needs? Look no further than Hoosier Tire Mid-Atlantic and Precise Racing Products. Precise is the leading distributor for Hoosier Racing tires and VP Racing fuel for Pennsylvania and Maryland. We also have a wide range of parts and accessories for circle track, drag racing, and street performance. Visit PreciseRacing.com and enter coupon code OT360 to receive a free hat on your next purchase. Precise Racing Products. We sell speed.
When we first started out, I thought that I was going to be helping someone. That is not how it has turned out. He has helped me and my family see things in a whole different light. He is our family. He's our unblood relative. He's my best friend.
Best friend.
Make a friend, make a family, make a difference.
With more than 3 decades of experience and 130 suppliers under one roof, Ludy's Chevy Warehouse is your one-stop restoration shop for sheet metal, brakes, emblems, chrome, and more. Need restoration parts for Chevy Impala, Bel Air, or Biscayne? We've got a catalog for that. We've got parts for Tri-5 and Chevy trucks, Chevelle, Monte Carlo, and El Camino, Chevy Nova, and Camaro. It's all at Ludy's Chevy Warehouse. Call today for a free catalog or visit us at a swap meet near you.
I don't have to worry about sweating and my glasses falling off and, worry about running or anything like that anymore.
The thing that I remember most was people looking at you and saying, "What's different about you?" And then they realize you don't have your glasses on anymore.
It's fantastic. I can get up, see the alarm clock, know I'm late for work. That's the best thing. Carry on.
I think to myself, you're crazy not to do it.
One of the great muscle cars that come out of Detroit is the Pontiac GTO, a name coined by none other than John DeLorean and inspired by Ferrari. In fact, when the GTO rolled off the assembly line in 1964, it sparked the entire muscle car era. With a big V8, dual exhaust, a Hurst shifter, and tons of throaty rumble, who wouldn't fall in love?
When you see a sweet custom car, it's easy to be distracted by the shine of the chrome or the depth of the gorgeous paint job. But like a Picasso or a Rembrandt, there's a story behind these paint jobs. Sometimes it's stories of resurrecting high school memories. Sometimes the stories are even more poignant. Here's one of those stories.
My name is Don Bick. I live in Findleyville, Pennsylvania. We have a 1967 Pontiac GTO here. I've always been a bit of an adrenaline junkie. My hobbies have always been racing motorcycles, skydiving. So I like things that build your adrenaline and that cause you to have to be spot on in what you're doing. And the same goes for building a car and allowing someone else to do work to it, like Bruce and the guys at Pro Comp. There's really not anybody else I'd let touch this car. I think whenever you're a young man, you always covet some car, bike, or something. At least we did in our neighborhood. While I was going to high school, I always sat around looking out the windows, of course, when I wasn't studying, and would watch the 67 GTO that another guy had go up and down the street in front of the school, and thought it was kind of like the bad boys' wheels. That's when I decided I wanted one. Of course, couldn't afford one then, couldn't afford one for a long time after that. What we did with the interior of this 67 GTO is, while we added modern technology to it, like this Kiesler 5-speed direct fit transmission, we tried to keep the look of the actual stock 67 GTO, and I think we accomplished that pretty well.
After Don spent months looking for his elusive showroom-ready GTO throughout Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and the Carolinas, a local Craigslist post led him to a garage near the Pittsburgh International Airport. When the doors slowly opened, they revealed an immaculate white GTO in true cinematic fashion that was exactly what he was looking for.
After I bought the car, I was looking for someone I could trust to do the paint. That's where the idea of Bruce came in. I had seen some of his work, but what really grabbed me is he had a passion for my car and for the vision that he was coming up with as well. And it got to the point where I actually liked what he was talking about more than what I had been dreaming about since I was 16. Pontiac, when they came out with the GTO, they had a commercial, an advertisement, where the father would bring the GTO up into the driveway, bringing it home to his family, and the wife would be there with the 2 kids. And he opened the hood, and there's so much power in this car that a tiger jumped out of the hood. Hence,
Don's customizations go even deeper than the red hues of his GTO's paint. Under the hood, his 400 that he rebuilt with an Eagle kit has some wild, one-of-a-kind features to make any gearhead's wish list.
There's a lot of new components on here. This merch pulley system and so forth. It accommodates the fact that this is a factory AC car with power steering. We also have something here, it's called a cold view. You can actually see what your coolant's doing and whether your thermostat is open and to what degree it's open. These hinges are designed from billet so that each time we shut the hood, it shuts exactly the same each and every time. I love muscle cars. There's always the next one that you'd like to build, and I think the next one in my sights is a nice 67 Mustang Fastback.
How soon would you be ready for that?
Why, do you have one for sale? There's no 2 of these GTOs, unless you're trying to make them original, that you're gonna find to be exactly alike. So you build them to be your car, and this one's certainly mine.
Up next on OT360, Precise Racing and a bunch of GoPros give us a rare window behind the scenes of Speed Weeks. And we hobnob with the bigwigs at the auto show. Don't go far, OT360 will be right back.
A family-owned and operated racing enterprise specializing in restoration work, chassis setup, transmission work, hard-to-find parts, and vintage car sales. Zappa Racing is the place to go for your road racing needs. Visit zapparacing.com and find out what the fighting bee is all about. Zappa Racing.
24/7, get the gear at PennStateClothes.com. Shirts, hoodies, gifts, jerseys, and sweats. PennStateClothes.com. You bet. The family clothesline with more in store at Penn State Clothes StateClothes.com. The family clothesline.
If you're looking for parts for your car, truck, or van, you gotta come to Millerstown Pick Apart. We have the area's best selection of parts and we let you pick it yourself. We offer the lowest prices around, or if you'd prefer, we'll find the part for you. Millerstown Pick Apart. Parts for newer cars, classic cars, foreign cars, trucks, and vans. Located in Serena, Millerstown Pick Apart is right up Route 28 from downtown Pittsburgh. Millerstown Pick Apart, 724-224-4777 or online at pickapartyard.com.
When it comes to luxury and performance, Cadillac still sets the standard. Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe offers the best of Cadillac luxury, including the all-new 2014 ATS, a world-class compact luxury sedan that redefines the Cadillac experience. The Cadillac CTS, Motor Trend's 2014 Car of the Year, is in a class by itself for design, safety, and engineering excellence. Visit Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe today and test drive the best that Cadillac has to offer.
A couple of months ago, our buddies at Precise Racing headed down to Florida for the annual Mecca to Daytona Speed Weeks, the week that informally kicks off the Daytona 500 and a new season of racing. OT360 wasn't able to make the trip this year, so we decided to load the boys up with some GoPros.
This is Brett Newper from Precise Racing Products. The footage you're about to see is our travels from western Pennsylvania all the way down to Volusia Speedway Park in sunny Florida. Everyone thinks you drive from Pennsylvania down to Florida, nothing can happen. Well, we broke down twice. First time we broke down, an AC compressor decided to quit, bearing went. So there we are alongside the turnpike, changing some belts and changing the AC compressor so we can get on the road again. So we think, okay, we hit our one breakdown going down for the trip, we're good to go. Well, about 3 hours from the track, all the wheel studs broke on our trailer. We went from 6 wheels to 5 in about 30 seconds flat. So we pulled in a truck stop and got us turned around and out the door in about 8 hours time. And we pulled into Volusia Speedway Park, pretty much unscathed after that point. Speed Weeks is equivalent to, let's say on the football side, the Super Bowl. Dirt Track Nationals is a start of the top divisions in the country. Volusia Speedway is also the fastest half-mile track in the country, and they have all the top contenders and also all the top sanctioned boards start out their season right then and there every February. Another activity that happened during the day, the nation's top NASCAR drivers were actually practicing at Daytona Speedway. One of the main reasons us at Precise Racing we're actually down at Volusia Speedway this year is we're the parts supplier of the Volusia Speedway Park. We have yearly customers actually show up from Holland, New Zealand, Australia, Canada to enjoy the Volusia Speedway experience, and on top of that, all the other activities that happen in Central Florida during racing season.
Before the cars and droves of visitors roll into the auto show, the event kicks off with the traditional ribbon cutting at the Red Carpet Charity Gala. Among those having the honor are some of Pittsburgh's biggest and brightest, including Mario and Natalie Lemieux, Mayor Bill Peduto, and John Putsier, president of the Greater Pittsburgh Auto Dealers Association, to name a few. Tonight, it's less about horsepower and the latest models out of Detroit, and more about raising a glass, mingling with industry peers, enjoying great food, and imagining that for this one night that it isn't actually 10 degrees outside, but rather you're in Key West listening to the Coral Reefer Band.
Old men in tank tops, they're cruising with gift shops.
In addition to the auction items, the socializing, and the fun in the games, what tonight is really about is celebrating a great cause and a spectacular event. Once again, the primary beneficiary of this year's event is a cause very near and dear to the Lemieux's heart, Austin's Playroom Project, benefiting families and improving the quality of a child's hospital experience. As always, the line was long with people stepping up and doing the right thing to help a legendary athlete and a wonderful cause. Let the festivities begin.
Still to come, drivers and racers from all over the area submitted their GoPro footage. See if yours makes the show.
The best tires, parts, and service. Tire Town.
I feel like glasses and contacts is it's a crutch. It's like you would have a disability if you didn't have if I didn't have my contacts or glasses. It was like taking a wheelchair off of somebody who can't walk. They lose that. You just lose something and LASIK surgery really, it gave something back to me that it was like giving somebody who can't walk legs.
It's the shortest procedure I think I've ever had medically, and it did the most.
With more than 3 decades of experience and 130 suppliers under one roof, Ludy's Chevy Warehouse is your one-stop restoration shop for sheet metal, brakes, emblems, chrome, and more. Need restoration parts for Chevy Impala, Bel Air, or Biscayne? We've got a catalog for that. We've got parts for Tri-5 and Chevy trucks, Chevelle, Monte Carlo, and El Camino, Chevy Nova, and Camaro. It's all at Ludy's Chevy Warehouse. Call today for a free catalog or visit us at a swap meet near you.
You too can be part of the show by sending us your GoPro footage. Just go to OpenThrottle360.com, click on the GoPro camera, and upload your footage. It's that simple.
Yeah, let us know you're watching and like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep the Gearhead conversation going on Twitter at #OT360.
Tune in each and every Saturday at 11 a.m. to Open Throttle 360 for the best in regional motorsports.
If you have any ideas for our show, or maybe you or your company would like to be in front of the OT360 audience, send us an email to info@OpenThrottle360.com.
And in the words of Golden Earring, it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gears.
We'll see you next time.
Next week on OT360, we'll talk with the driver of one of the fastest 68 Camaros around. We relive a karting moment that OT360 co-host Trip Clark would rather forget. We'll take a ride in a tangerine and root beer colored 66 Nova. We take a trip down memory lane with Heidelberg Raceway. And as always, we go pro. That's all coming up on the next Open Throttle 360.